guys, today what we're gonna do, we are gonna go through the voice flow for you to understand better what actually you can do in voice flow. And of course there are multiple chatbot builders that we can use to create chatbots, but I like voice flow the most. I can make different video explaining more into details why I would prefer voice flow rather than BotPress or AI chatbot or like other chatbots. But one of the main things is that it proved me throughout time that it's not crashing as much as BotPress is, and I like how much you can actually go more in depth in voice flow. BotPress is great for beginners to start, but I would always just start with the harder one, because if you manage to learn voice flow, like learning BotPress will be no problem for you. And then, as this is beginner's guide, I want to show you what Voiceflow can do. And of course there are more in-depth things that we can go through. There are more difficult features that Voiceflow offers that are great addition. But if you will start with all those new great addition funky details, you will kind of be a bit of a mess. You want to really understand what you need to do. So let's start with a mini beginner's guide. So oh my gosh, what did I do? So this is how our interface looks like. Let me minimize myself. Then this is how you will see your interface when you just log into the voice flow. And we're gonna start with the bottom right here, new assistant. Let's click it right here and let's enter a test. So let's let it be a test. And as you can see, we have two types: design and AI assistant, or design for NLU platform. That is something else. We don't really need it at the moment. If you want, I can later on explain what that is. But we're gonna start with a chatbot, as I mentioned, because this tutorial is for chatbots. So let's click this one, continue. And we're gonna, okay, so now about the channels. Why we have so many channels, it basically means where you would like to use your chatbot. So if it's a web chat, that means you can imagine on already your client's web page, for example, where you would like to see your chatbot. You can also use your chatbot on Twilio, like in SMS, so just in regular messages, your chatbot would work, or in WhatsApp messages, or in Teams. So basically, if you would just have to imagine regular chat in either your messages, WhatsApp, Microsoft Teams, then you need to choose those things. Because if you choose web chat and then you like to move to WhatsApp, don't do that. And then also, as you can see, we have something else called Amazon Alexa. It's because as the name of Voiceflow goes, voice flow, there's also opportunity for us to build voice assistants, not only chatbot assistants. As you can see here, all of these four options that we have here, they are more specific for chat. So we are chatting with the bot, and the bot is replying to us with a text. But here that means that we can talk with a bot, so users who are talking to our bot can talk their voices out, and we can also make sure that our bot is talking back to them. So it's like a Siri talk or like an Alexa talk. So that's kind of like that. But as we're going through beginnings, we're going to start with web chat. Let's click this one. So now we have our interface that Voiceflow already created for us. As you can see, they have their own guides, what to do if you don't know what to do. So you can also follow these guides for just beginning your journey. But we don't really need all of this, so let me just delete this. And we're gonna start from the beginning. So always, every chatbot you're gonna start is gonna start with this start button, because that's how you start everything. And let's start with an idea of what we're going to create today. I think we can start with something easy, something that wouldn't be hard for you to create. I just thought of an idea. Let's create a chatbot for airline industry. So I like Emirates, so let me do Emirates. We're trying to go to their website, and what we're going to do now, we just want to have more information about Emirates. Okay, good. Coming back to this thing. So as you can see, we have on the left side of Voiceflow options that we can go to configure our chatbot. We have designer, we have knowledge base, we have transcripts, and analytics. Integration and settings is a bit more in-depth, so we're not going to go there yet. We're going to start with the designer. That's the place where you see right here. So this is the main area where we're going to create our chatbot. where we will test also how effective it is. And also, if at any moment you need help with anything, Voiceflow also has their own chatbot that will help you, will assist you. So you can also chat with Voiceflow's assistant and ask them questions that you don't know maybe how to do, and they will help you. We'll also test this thing, but yeah, that's about it. And the chat for now. And then so designer is where we design everything. Then we have knowledge base, where we input all the knowledge that we want our chatbot to have. So let's now go to it. We can also press like 2, and now we are in our knowledge base. As you can see, we have here docs, blah, blah. It just explains you everything that you need to know if you don't know, kind of like mini guidebook, and data sources. Oh gosh, oops. So what we can do here, we need to click add data source, and we can add either URLs, sitemap, text, PDF, docs, of whatever you want to add in there in order for your bot to be knowledgeable. I would always advise to better go with PDFs, because it is kind of, or text or docs, because it's easier for the bot to read, because you can also create a PDF in a way how you want it to be, but we don't have PDF here, so we're gonna start with URLs, and we don't have many URLs, we just have Emirates URL, and maybe we can just find something, changing or canceling, for example. More specific URLs, not just the main page, so the chatbot doesn't have to crawl around for help or something. So feedback and complaints. Let's take a look at this website. Oh, it doesn't write anything to us. Okay. What's on your flight? Oh my gosh, everywhere it asks that. Help and contact. Okay, so it at least knows what to do. Do they have also live chat? Okay, I'm not gonna talk about it. Okay, so we have our URLs. Just imagine that it's not Emirates, it's your company's pages where you would like the bot to gather information from. So whenever they receive an inquiry from a customer on their chatbot, like Voiceflow chatbot will go to this link and try to scrape the whole text on that website and understand what if they can grab necessary information from there. So add URLs. And we are adding URLs, and we also need to configure a way how we want our voice assistant to behave. We can do it right here in this within the bottom preview. We can understand how they will behave if a person asks, I need help, what to do. Let's check what he will tell us. Now he will, the bot will also go through the links that we inputted. So now let's see what he does. Manage your booking, check. Nice. Here we can also see sources, so where exactly they got information from. As you can see, he scraped all the data from here and from here and from here, and gathered his feedback, reviewed baggage information if needed for a trip. Great. And in settings, that's the place where we can actually prompt this thing. And as you can see, we first start with what's called LLM. We are gonna use, and as you can see, all of these have tokens for them. The Cloud and Cloud 2 and GPT-4, they would take you more tokens rather than ChatGPT 3.5 or Claude Instant. The main difference between those is for what purpose they were configured. So let's use GPT 3.5 as that's something we are more used to. And the temperature, you can configure how crazy you want your answers to be. So if we increase the temperature, that means that you will get more out of ordinary kind of answers. So if you ask, for example, what's the weather broadcast, your temperature is at 0, it will just give you it's 10 degrees, for example, like that. If you ask what's the broadcast and the temperature is at 1, so the highest, an answer like it's very hot for your blah, blah, blah. I don't know, it just creates more maybe human-like type of answer, but it's also unpredictable. So if you are dealing with a client that needs strictly configured bot with no mistakes or possibilities for interpretation, I would use less of a temperature, because either way the conversation could go a bit crazy, because we can never really predict what ChatGPT will do. So let's leave it at point 10. And max tokens is how many tokens you use for this whole bot for a one answer. And the bigger the tokens, longer the answer will be. I'll but slow it down. And here we are creating prompt the same way you are writing prompts to ChatGPT to understand what you would like ChatGPT to do. Like, please create 10 messages of introduction for myself, or imagine you are a mathematician of a big, I don't know, Nobel Prize winner. Please give me an answer to this question. Like, you are prompting your assistant to know what to do and how to behave. So what we're gonna do, we're just gonna like push this thing a bit. So you're an FAQ AI chat assistant for Emirates Airline. Information will be provided to help answer users' questions. I'll always summarize your response, be as brief as possible and extremely concise. Your response should be fewer than a couple of sentences. Never mention that you were given information. Talk to the customer as you are the representative who knows everything. Okay, let's make him always be polite and don't answer questions you don't have a concrete answer. Okay, let's check how well did he get our prompt and understand if they actually got the prompt. So let's preview, ask a question. What's the weather? Let's check what he says, because unable to find a relevant answer. Amazing. Okay, and if we ask, okay, it's good. It's good. So let's start with the chatbot. So now we're moving back to number one. I just pressed number one for you to know, and we're moving on back to designer. Transcripts, analytics, that we can cover later on because this video already is a bit too long. So let's start with a start. So that's where we're gonna build everything, and we always start with either like AI talking or us talking, or we can really start with listening step, because in order to listen we need to say, like, let them say something, and they're not going to say something out of nowhere. We need to ask them to say something. So here we have those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 steps. You can always hide them with this button, so it's a bit less, maybe not so overwhelming. We're not going to talk about dev and library today, but library is basically all information. Like we can check, it's going to show you what to do. If you don't know what to do, it's going to help you a bit. Dev is for connecting APIs or connecting JavaScript or custom actions. That is a bit more in-depth, so we're not going to cover it today. If you want to, we can cover it later on. We're going to talk today more about AI step, talk step, listen step, a bit of logic, because it's also a bit complicated. It's not as easy as listen, talk, and AI. This is more in-depth, and also about events. So we have these things. I think they're pretty self-explanatory what they do. We're gonna start with talk step and with a text, because that's how I would like to greet everyone. And I would always suggest you name blocks right away, because either way, if you create a lengthy bot with many steps in the middle, and if you ever want to get back to the main loop or start new conversation or kind of add webhook or something like that, have a lot of blocks to choose from, like block 1, block 2, block 3. You won't remember what block was from what, and you'll have to like crawl around your chatbot, and it's going to be a bit complicated. So let's just name this chatbot as intro. And hey, now we are writing in Emirates chatbot would like to say to a potential customer, and let's imagine that Andrea. My name is Andrea. I am a... Don't like focus on this one as much. I just want everything to be kind of understandable. I will be your person. No, Emirates. And let's add an emoji for kind of like making prettier. So, and now we created our first variant first variant. That means that you can create multiple variants right here through generate. And what that means is that if somebody else goes onto the same website and they go click on the chatbot, start a conversation, we won't have the same intro all over again. So maybe if the same person visits the website at the same time, after some time, maybe twice a day, I don't know, then we just want to make it a bit more interesting for them and not feel like it's literally going to be the same thing over and over again. But of course you can also not do this thing, it's completely up to you. But I would like to always generate 5 variants, because I like when it's a bit more diverse. And here we have all the variants that were created, a bit similar to what we inputted in our first variant. And you can choose either you'd like to delete the thing, maybe you don't like it, you can also twitch it if you don't like just one word or one, I don't know, idea. And if you want to accept all of those, kind of like confirm all of these variants, you can just create, as you can see right here, command and enter, and then you'll automatically approve all of the variants that were created by chat. Okay, let's check what he said. Hey, I'm Andrea, I'll be your personal Emirates Air assistant. Hey, I'm Andrea, your own personal Emirates. Okay, this one is good. This is good. Okay, greetings, I'm Andrea, your Emirates Air assistant. Good. Hello there, I'm Andrea, I'm your Emirates Air helper. You're great. Will be your own. Amazing. So we have these variants and that's it, nothing else we need to do. Now we want to understand what they actually need. So to do that, we can either put text as a question, what you want to do, and then later on add the buttons. So we are listening. First we are talking as a chatbot to understand what they need, and then we're listening what they need. Remember, you need to think as a chatbot. You don't know anything about a person, you don't know how to talk, you don't know how to listen. You are imagine you're building something completely from scratch that doesn't know how to talk, doesn't know what to do. You need to teach them, you need to let them know what exactly to do. So we're gonna start with text, and we're just putting it right below. So that means that right after this first message, hi, I'm Andrea, goes off, we'll have right away next question. So what are you looking for today? Or no. What can I help? Sorry. And the same way, generating more, what can I do for you today? Great. Let's approve this one too, and let's create 3 more variants, just to kind of have that variety. What assistance can I provide to you? How may I be assistance to you today? Okay, great. So we basically got all the variants. Now, as you can see, we can test our chatbot right here. We can press run, or we can test it also from here. So that means we're not starting from the beginning. So if we would have more tasks, more steps, we don't need to start everything all over again. We can just start from one place we left off. So we can either start here, we can also start here or here. It depends on where you want to start. So if we're running it, let's run a test. And oh, sorry, forgot the thing. Start. Okay, sorry. I need to go back from the thing, and we're connecting. We are calling nodes, and we are connecting everything. So from start till the intro, and then everything else, we're connecting with these nodes. So don't forget those, as I just did. So let's run this thing, and howdy, I'm Andrea. I'll be your own Emirates Air assistant. What would you like me to do for you today? Okay, interesting how he started with howdy. Did I really add this thing in? Oh, I approve this. Okay, I even forgot. Okay, so let's check one more time. Hi, what can I do for you today? As you can see, path not connected, session ended, is because we have nothing after this thing. So it's okay, it's completely normal for us to not have anything. So now what we can do after asking what we can help you with today, we need to listen to what they actually need help with. And let's move on to the listen button. And as you can see, we have buttons, choice, capture. So here we can ask whatever we want to do. Buttons basically means, as always, you have a button where you can choose what you need. This is the same as Voiceflow has here. These are buttons. You can choose what you want, and it will help you with that thing. Capture, that means that person will say in free text whatever they want to say, and then our bot will capture whatever they said, and then later on we will configure the chat to answer whatever we need him to answer. And choice is we're listening to intent, so we have paths we can go to, either they want that or that, but when you're starting out, I would always advise to start with buttons, because we're not giving the person as much as free, like no wished what they would like to do, and it is a bit easier for us also to make sure that we're following the right path, because with the choice and capture, you really need to understand how you would like to prompt the bot and what steps you need to take in order to understand what they need. With buttons, it's a bit easier. So let's start with buttons, and we're just gonna add it right here. So let's add button. Check my reservation. What other button we can add? I need assistance. Sorry for ending this thing in the middle, but I just understood that this video is already for 25 minutes at least, and it's a bit long, and I fear that you won't listen to everything if I'm going from A to Z about the beginning of Chatbot. So I hope you got an idea of how Voiceflow operates and what are the beginning steps. I will soon also upload the second part of this same video where we are going more over the chatbot itself, how to create a chatbot. So just wait a bit and you'll see it's a second part of this same video. But it's great if you can already start with making yourself more comfortable with the platform itself, and also maybe follow the steps tutorials that Voiceflow provides, because Voiceflow community on Discord is not as active as great are their instructions that they created either on their manual or already when you are building a bot or through their template. So you can also look through that and just wait till the next part.